The hum of the honeybee hive is the drone of a well-oiled machine in which each bee has a job to do. Some gather food, others build honeycomb or raise young. At the top of it all, the single most important member of this complex social structure is the queen. And if you know what to look for, she's not hard to find.
Her abdomen is a lot longer, and she walks differently. Her role in the hive is to lay eggs.
In the spring, times are good for the bees. Pollen abounds, and their metaphorical cups runneth over with nectar. And the queen is as busy as a bee.
With the weather improving and warming, the queen will lay more and more eggs. The idea is the bees will want to have as many bees as possible that can go out and forage and collect the nectar and bring it back. So she's laying an egg right now. She'll come back out, maybe walk a little bit.
And with her circle of attendants, or retinue, around her, the queen will do this up to 1,000 times each day.
Yes, the retinue is right around her.
This time of year, beekeeper Maggie Mills of Hope Honey Farm in Prince George's County is busy too. She's focused on her bees' natural desire to swarm or split into new colonies.
The existing queen will leave the hive with approximately half of the bees and the resources.
The remaining bees are left looking for a leader. It's the perfect time for Maggie to insert one of her own. This covert regime change is known as Grafting Queens. It's a way to build new colonies.
What I'm doing is taking advantage of that cycle and building some nucleus colonies and selling them to people who are new beekeepers or who might have lost their colonies over winter.
About a third of the food we eat relies on pollination, so the more colonies, the better. Making a nucleus colony, essentially a bee starter kit, takes patience, know-how, and good vision.
So I'm blowing on the bees just to move them away so I can find the larva I want.
Any female bee can become a queen, as long as she's fed a steady diet of royal jelly before she fully matures.
It's a super rich, nutrient-rich food that is, I like to think of it as steroids for the bees, because it will actually make this bee a queen. Yeah, this is perfect.
But grafted queens with the best shot at being accepted by the hive are the very youngest. Maggie looks for bee larvae that's just hatched from an egg.
And the idea is that you want the youngest larva possible, so it's fed that rich royal jelly diet its entire life.
Of course, the youngest also happen to be the smallest. That's where the good vision and a steady hand come in.
So we want to just be really, really gentle when we move the larva to the cup.
Each of these queen cups are placed on a frame. Each color signifies a different genetic background, which helps Maggie build colonies with specific traits.
I was able to bring in some queens that are specifically bred to have hygienic tendencies, and I coupled those with the gentle stock I already had.
Hygienic bees are less likely to become infested with colony-killing varroa mites. Maggie puts the queen candidates in a hive with bees in need of a queen and hopes for the best.
If the larva was damaged in the process of transferring it from the frame to the cell cup, the bees won't be interested in it. In fact, they'll clean out the cup and that larva will just be left for dead.
In a few days, Maggie can tell if her graft took.
And these are all nurse bees. They're caring for the queen cells here.
In another 2 weeks, the new queen will be ready to mate. And in a few days, she'll start laying eggs. Maggie can tell how healthy she is by her brood. That is, her baby bees.
Full frame of brood like this is a sign of a really healthy, well-mated queen.
It's a job well done for Maggie, and it means the new colony is ready to be packed up and sold. She fills a box with about 2.5 frames of brood, a few frames of pollen and nectar to sustain them on their journey, and, of course, Her Majesty, the Queen. After that story debuted, we felt like royalty when it took home an Emmy Award.